Hey everybody, Rodman here. Thanks for tuning in to the Philosopher King, a RimWorld royalty series about being a benevolent ruler in a benevolent society. Here are the rules and goals for our society, and then of course the projects that you all have voted upon in the past that I am trying to work on as fast as I can. Picking up where we left off, we were redesigning the barn in order to accommodate our animals a little bit better, and also to reduce the amount of filth that our animals generate. It also brings me to think that I should probably speak on what is animal filth, how to reduce filth, that kind of game mechanics. This might be obvious to you, but I figured I'd just go over it anyway as a helpful little reminder to some. So there are two ways to generate filth in the game. Everybody that moves, everybody that's living, your human pawns and your animals will just generate your standard dirt that will collect all around the base from time to time. This is pretty unavoidable. This is just RimWorld mechanics. So this sort of dirt, as you can see here, gets accumulated on tiles that are not dirt themselves. So on soil or stony soil or sand or mud, it won't accumulate there because no one's ever in the history of the world said, oh no, my soil is dirty. You're like, yeah, well, it is dirt. It used to be in RimWorld 1.0 that natural stone tiles did not collect filth. But as you can see here, very clear as day, they do now. So to reduce the amount of sort of regular dirt that you have, you want to reduce foot traffic as much as you can. Now, castles are huge and require a lot of internal foot traffic, so there's not a whole lot I can do for that. But what I can do is reduce the foot traffic that the animals have. So I have, for instance, 10 humans, but I also have, how many animals do I have now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 animals. So I can cut my dirt in half by making sure that the animals aren't causing it anymore, which is exactly what I'm planning on doing. It will dramatically help me to keep the base cleaner and tidier. So it is a very worthwhile endeavor. So the first thing I'm going to do is to put the animal corpse stockpile back in. And then I'm going to repath all of my animals once I've got this little barn set up. But that brings me to my next point, animal filth rate. So most animals that aren't sort of domesticated, so to speak, have an animal filth rate. So if we check, Pukesberry here has a little animal filth rate of 0.6, which means every 1,000 cells that Pukesberry walks on, 0.6 of them will generate animal filth. And here's what animal filth looks like. There's some animal filth right here. Animal filth is in addition to regular dirt that only animals will generate. So animals like Klein here, who have an animal filth rate of 0, won't ever really generate animal filth. Same with Boogie Woogie. But the yaks, the polar bear, the wargs, they all have an animal filth rate. The donkeys, so on and so forth. This is just, basically, dogs can be housebroken, but yaks can't be. That's sort of the concept here. So it's important to additionally keep those animals from dirtying up your base by removing them from being able to produce filth, inside your base. So what I'm doing here is painting an animal grazing zone, which is going to allow the yaks, and really any other animal I ever get that does graze, to be able to walk around, stretch the legs, etc., but not produce any filth for me anymore. Which is going to be really, really important to reduce the amount of dirt and whatnot I get. So here we go. There is a very fine animal grazing zone. Additionally, I will add the barn to it so that my grazers can actually go inside. Animal hauling will no longer include the farm here And then eventually I should set it up that the animal haulers also entirely avoid stone tiles like this. Meaning that this path here is going to be a little rough because the animal haulers are going to have to reroute around this, or rather just plan for this here to get dirty constantly. And this will be a good example of a thoroughfare. You know, an area that I use regularly that gets dirty, and there's very little I could do about that. So now we're cleaning up the base so it's less hideous. I did have some other problems. Turtle Sandwich, I believe, pointed out that my pod launchers faced one another. I'm going to fix that. And then I had another tip, which was from Francis, about the urn that I gifted to Antalya was supposed to go to the royals because it was for Melton, who was in my sarcophagus. Oh, it also looks like Vivis, you are ready to be released. I'm going to strip him because he's a nudist and he'd be happier stripped. And release him out. Okay, so this little barn is almost done. Being walled off and constructed. And that will keep our animals a little bit safer. Yan Shui is replanting a heck of a lot of the double strand. That brings me to my next point. I wanted to gift the royals things that they care about. So one way to do this is to just take a look at what they buy. So they buy meat. I could gift raw meat. They buy manufactured things. They want leathers, so I can send them leathers. Jade and cycloid leaves, silver, that kind of stuff. For weapons, looks like mostly melee weapons. Animals, art, and instruments. For my next gift basket for them, what I could do is I could just send them leathers that I have. So what I'm going to do is hunt some muffalo. This will put corpses into the barn corpse stockpile, and that will aid my my obligate carnivores, basically my animals that require eating meat, like the wargs. And then I'm planning on doing a lot of reflooring, a ton of it. So what I want to do is all of the marble walls that I have in and around the base that aren't the castle, per se, I'm going to change and sort of get rid of that. Which is a heck of a lot of work. So animal hauling, I'm no longer going to allow here, because this here is stone tiles that are going to collect filth, as are over here, so on and so forth. There's going to be a lot of this zoning work to be done to minimize the amount of work done. One thing I will do is have temporary stockpiles that animals can haul to, so that they reduce the amount of filth that they have, and then also move some of the stockpiles that I have, like for these chunks, so that they don't overlap with, you know, non-dirt flooring, essentially. And I'll just have to process all the stuff over here. It's totally fine. Just work to be done, right? Okay, so the big old tidy up of the base. So now we have an extremely impressive rec room. I was thinking about these wings here, and I want to keep them, because I kind of like them, but also what purpose do they serve? So what I'm going to do is I'm redesigning the hospital, as probably one would assume, and I want the hospital to be right in the entrance center, so it's close to the kill box, for when we are wounded and need aid immediately. But its dimensions are going to dramatically change. It's going to be a lot larger to accommodate more people. Additionally, we will have a plasteel door here. And this was a temporary kill box, and a lot of it is going to be moved. And what's going to happen when I move it is I'm going to be putting an airlock in here as well to protect the people that are in the base, like that sort of airlock. And if you're curious about this airlock, I allow one brawler in, but I have up to 3 defenders defending for 3 versus 1, which is a lot easier to survive than if it was a 3 versus 3. It's a very... And I use this sort of airlock often. Oh, Shay and Zero just got gutworms. Bomber. One way to cure gutworms, if I don't want to have gutworms for too long, is to make bionic stomachs. But additionally, there are new stomachs that you could make, which is in artificial metabolism. I don't have access to these, but those stomachs are even better than bionic stomachs. I'm not sure. I might make bionic stomachs for them. Haven't really decided. All right, so here's a surgeon from Antalya coming to visit. Maybe we'll do a little bit of trade here. I think Zero and Shay are actually, yeah, they're waiting for some medical treatment. All right, so we're going to buy his medicine, and this is a great way to sell off weapons I don't want. Maybe we'll buy some packaged survival meals just so that I can sell off even more of these unwanted clothing, medicine. All right. Perfect. Additionally, I'm very close to being allied with Antalya, so what I'm going to do is gift some stuff to them as well for a little bit of rep. I guess I suppose I don't... Oh, you know, I could gift all of... Well, that doesn't give me a lot of rep either. Oh, but that was enough to ally with them. Unfortunately, I just got a cold snap, so all of the careful planting that Yanshui just did may end up dying. I hope not, but that does seem to be the case. Alright, so Shay and Zero require medical attention for the gutworms. What I'm going to do is... Yeah, let's get them over there. Mathis, please... you're already tending. Perfect. I don't know how you tend gutworms without medicine, but they did it somehow. And I think I'm going to make bionic stomachs for them. I do have a bionic leg that I will be queuing up for Talon. So that would be a right leg, if I recall. Yep. And Bubbaloo, you would like to do the surgery. So now Talon can walk a little bit faster, which is very important for a brawler. Paul is leaving. Antalya visitor. Right here is obviously going to be a required to be some sort of internal door. So I'm going to make a granite door here that just remains open. And then, of course, if we get attacked, we can close it. But Okay, so now the new hospital layout is in place. And we're just going to continue queuing this up. Oh, turrets I don't need to have on. Could be turned off. And then I'll have to change the grazing zone yet again, because obviously I'm adding a little bit of construction to the area. And we have a lot of deflooring to do. So far, this cold snap is very cold. It's not really going to allow the plants to grow, but it's also, fortunately, for now, not going to kill off any of the seeds that we just had sown, which is similarly important. Zero. Oh, Shay is working on the bionic stomach. Okay. I guess I didn't specifically state who should work on it. And nope, there it goes. The death of my plants. Not a whole lot of them, but enough that it's sort of unfortunate and kind of annoying. Okay. And it's snowing in mid-April, or mid-spring, I should say. It's not even April. It could be May. Alright, so that will be the future hospital. We should leave this door open. Looks like I am just about out of plasteel. So I ought to find some of that good stuff. What was this? This was jade. That's too large to be plasteel. This was jade as well. I may have not found it. Oh, was it up here? Gold and silver. But we have a manhunter pack of wargs. Ooh, nasty. Oh, and one of our own too. So animals, we are going to have you head to grazing, and then restricting everybody to home. I do have some people pretty far out of the base right now, which is not great. Manhunter packs seem to be pretty much the norm nowadays of what I get attacked by. It's kind of strange. Oh, these moisture pumps are fully set up and constructed. I'm going to close this door behind me. I'm sort of worried about Fastopia making it in time. So I'm sending Bubbaloo to maybe skip him closer. Because these wargs are hot on my tail. Alright, so if I take a look at the zoning, if I say, where's my home zone? So my home zone includes some things that allow us to go out of our walls. I'm going to forbid the doors. So rather than to repaint the home zone, I'll just forbid the doors and that will keep everybody inside. So someone like Mathis now can't path through a warg and get himself eaten. Alright, so the whole purpose of these moisture pumps was to remove the muddy soil underneath here so that we can replace it with some stone, so we have full stone walls that aren't flammable or anything like that. And maybe locking everybody inside, such that I just did, will allow for more construction progress. I'm hoping, maybe falsely hoping, but I'm hoping. I'm trying to think of how to use these wings. I haven't really thought of it yet. No, I guess I have. They will be set up for sort of security purposes. We'll get that going in just a second here. I feel like the Storyteller has been throwing me animal manhunter packs just to make it a little bit easier on me, because they're not particularly difficult to deal with. I just have to wall myself in and they go away over time. And I will leave a lot of the current queue that I've got going on so that we don't busy ourselves. Now, one of the questions I had was, will this meal zone here get too cold? I think what I'm going to do is move these auto doors. So there's one auto door in the middle. It does make grabbing food a little bit more difficult, but maybe... I want to have it so that they don't treat it like a thoroughfare. Which is honestly easier said than done, pathing-wise. There are some mods that do stuff like this, like mini refrigerators that you can grab from that are internally refrigerated. Because obviously this is a little frustrating having to, you know, design a freezer. RimWorld was never really designed for it, in other words, but... that's all right. But the question was, are these going to spoil? I don't believe so. I could add a vent here to keep him from spoiling, but I don't think they're going to. So the cold snap's over, and that's going to allow us to grow again, which is great. Okay, looking at our quick power grid. All looks well. One way I could stop these guys from walking through the freezer is pathing. But we'll just keep an eye on that. So right now, yeah, these meals are about freezing temperature, so I don't think I need to do very much. We'll just kick back and wait for these guys to finish that task. All right, so sterile tiles. I don't quite have enough silver for them all, but we'll build up our silver stocks. And I really used all my silver stocks, didn't I? Okay, let's make this a little less ugly by removing a ton of the... Alright, so we do have a bionic stomach that Zero could have installed. So let's go ahead and install bionic stomach with real meds and a real doctor who is currently buzzing hungover. So maybe not you, maybe Mathis instead. That's all the silver I had. That's one sad hospital at the moment. Oh, Bubbaloo, you're doing okay. You're no longer buzzing, hungover, so that's good. Okay, so we've got one stomach done. The other stomach I'll make with 0. A lot of these wargs are probably going to lose interest soon. I just need to be patient and wait. I'm very clearly going to require a lot more silver. Ooh, Wirt's rotting away. I don't like that. Also, I need to move those shells. That was Arithakabe's tip to me, so let me go ahead and do that. So manufactured mortar shells, anti-grain, will get moved. Let's haul that away. Alright, so 0 is capable of walking once again. Yeah, this freezer, it's refrigerated. Between refrigerated and frozen, maybe putting a vent in there wouldn't be it'd be a pretty easy solution as far as solutions go. So as far as floors go, let's go ahead and limestone tile up this area and this area, trying to conserve our resources. Making okay, I guess I don't have enough plasteel to make another bionic stomach. But if I check wildlife, the majority of these wargs have lost interest entirely, which will allow me outside soon. Bubbaloo, I want you back on research. You and Chris are going to try to find me some plasteel. So up here, we've got a deep drill, but I haven't actually found plasteel node, I don't think. A little bit of a fire. Can't do much about that right now. Actually, no, I can. So let's go ahead and restrict lift. There's only one warg out there that still wants to eat me, so that's really not too much of a danger. And it's this one. As you can see, I definitely going to be required to change my external door materials, as steel doors are still flammable. Scan some steel. And Bubbaloo is holding a concert. Okay, sweet. Well, we, unfortunately, we have a little bit of a cut power. Okay, there we go. I think I fixed the cut power. Let me double check. No, I did not. Not even close. I should probably have redundancies there. I'm going to have Zero, who's deaf, and really shouldn't be able to benefit from a concert, repair some of this stuff. Oh, and this door is going to set on fire soon, too, I think. Oh, the concert concluded. Let's take a look. Attended concert +7. Much quicker than a speech. We'll pop the front door open. I don't think that warg even has interest. No, it left left the entire map tile. So my own animals are going to be put back to hauling. I'm not going to move my hospital over until it's really, truly ready. Sorry, animal grazers. Losing even more territory. So these wings are sort of double insulation, which is good against incoming siegers and the like. Another thing I'm going to want to do is to get that urn out to Antalya, but I probably want to do a full trade as well. So I'll gift them the urn and then bring everything else. Oh, it looks like... Oh, this, you know, my freezer here was never set to frozen temperatures. That's my bad. Wildlife. Let's go back to hunting. Stallions, mares, donkeys, etc. Alpacas, I don't really care. You can see my butcher creature queue needs to be a lot higher. I might even expand the kitchen out a little bit, but it would probably detract from the wings if I did it. Right? For now, I'm not going to worry about that. One mega project at a time. So let's go ahead and bring some trade goods to the royals. I do need some silver for the hospital. So what I'm going to do is bring Bubbaloo. I'm going to leave my guard at home. I'm going to bring Bumbaloo and, Talon? We'll go with, I'll probably pod there, actually. Let me, redo that. Yeah, I'll definitely pod. Half the trip. Okay, so let's get some fuel going. I'm going to set only 2 pods up with fuel. We'll have them jump with some trade goods to Lepsis here and then walk home. Cataphract armor is fully researched. Let's do some flesh shaping next. Shay, you need some treatment. I know. I'm looking for some plasteel. Not yet found it. Oh, and there goes fire on my cables yet again. Be a recurring theme. I might need to fireproof my cables a little bit. One way to do this is to build a wall on top of them, so that and have the wall not be flammable to prevent the continual torment of that. But also, Danishi, it'd be best if you didn't, you know, jump in the fire as well. Just saying. It's not good for your health. Now, if I wanted to expand my kitchen, another way to do it would be... Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and do it. Another way to do it would be to build like this. Get rid of these walls here. And then allow for this wing to circle back inside. Gives me a huge kitchen. But it also makes it a little bit more difficult to have active thoroughfare. But I already feel like I'm going to want a bigger kitchen. Oh, and we've got a Mech Raid landing all over the place. So I am going to bring everyone home immediately. My animals to graze. And there are some mechs that are landing pretty much right next to me. Let me do a full check. Oh, I don't know why I closed that message. That was not wise of me. Yeah, they are all over the place. So do I have anyone in particularly vulnerable situations other than Klein? I don't believe I do. So let's go and get everybody up north here. I'm hoping Klein... Okay, it's Scythers. Yeah, he will make it inside before... before the Scythers cause any harm here. Alright, taking a look at all of the mechs. At quick glance, they all seem to be Scythers. Bait turret be baiting. Come on, get off of that turret. Well, here, I'll just force it. I hear some of them trying to chop their way in. You must have... Okay, he landed it. This one landed inside of my walls. I was wondering about that, how they got in like that. That explains it. Trying to keep Talon from being overwhelmed, and then also I have to let's put the animals into... Oh, the barn was not redesigned. Let's put the animals into the barn because that Scyther is definitely going to break in through the walls. So what I need to do is tell the animals to head to the barn again. Just about at the end of my entropy. Alright, so that Scyther is in. Last one in to close the door behind you. That seems to be all of the Scythers that are coming through the front door. So let's make sure that this one behind us takes a swift dirt nap. And I think I'm probably in the clear. That was relatively quick. Animals, we'll put you back to hauling. Now I don't have any mods that make it very easy for me to figure out, hey, do I have, you know, more enemies out here or not? But, I'm gonna go with I'm done. So that was, the death of 18 Scythers. 8 more than even my own pop. Time just slowed down. Shay is near it. Oh, yep, we've got more. Got one more. It must have dropped in my east wall. Yep, that is what happened. Babalu, wake up. Mathis, Chris, 0. I'm gonna chaos skip this one. Perfect. Chaos skip, of course, is a bit of a gamble because you don't know where they're going to go, but anywhere was better than right on top of Shay. And now Talon intercepts, and it's dead. All right, are we done? Let's see, quest, or rather, message. Okay, it jumped to location of corpses, meaning that all of the living ones, all of the ones left up are gone. All right, well, that's hopeful. So for now, I think what I'll do is put in some temporary doors here. It might even be temporary wood doors, make them open a little bit more quickly. And eventually, these doors will be set up to be like plasteel auto doors. No, I actually don't want that turret built or rebuilt, so let's leave it. The pod fuel has not been refueled yet. That should be pretty quick and easy to do. There's also going to be tons of... Wow, look at how much of the map burned. Oh my goodness. There's going to be tons of scattered everywhere slag to be hauled. One way, if I can't necessarily find it, is to set up the smelter to have infinite range, and that way the person working the smelter will automatically grab any slag that they find anywhere, everywhere. Ooh, Intalia bulk goods showing up. That's very cool. Pukesberry, what got you? Oh, Gazelle got you. Alright, so up here, we finished off the Draining the Swamp project. We can remove the floor here as well. Oh, what is that underneath there? Oh, no, I didn't. I did not. If I check the support... Oh, no, it is. Probably going to have to just remove the door first. Alright, the silver that I need for my hospital, I might be able to get from these bucket trader. Wherever this bucket trader's going. Seems to be walking somewhere strange. Alright, so you, my friend, can be given... what do I have a lot of? I have a lot of leathers. And that's more than you have the ability to sell me, but that's fine. All the wooden furniture that I've got, I can also sell. I'll keep the bedrolls, though. I'll keep the bedrolls. Now, I will go ahead and buy... What do I want to buy? Components? Actually, you don't have plasteel, do you? No, you don't have plasteel. So, components, just so they don't have to manufacture them, but probably not all of them. I do want some silver to be able to finish off that hospital. So there we go. There's a beautiful trade. And that will allow me to set up this hospital properly. Angelia just gave birth to a cub. Polar bear cub. I'm going to put on grazing. I think just the one, right? Yep, just the one. And that cub's going to get raffled off to one of my patrons for next episode. And that brings me to about the end of this episode here. So, didn't get a ton done. Next episode, I'll probably do the trade run to the Royals in order to deliver them a urn, and then maybe do some other trading as well. I am taking the castle is taking form here slowly and adapting over time, but I think I'm actually pretty close. I'm an episode or two away, and then I'll be working on the other goals that you all had tasked me with, and once those goals are done, I'll be quite happy. If you have any tips, tricks, feedback for me, do drop me a line in the comments below. If you're a patron of mine, don't forget to submit goals, rule changes, or construction projects on Discord. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll catch you all next episode. Adios.